You have to listen to me. First they had the EQ, then they had the compressor, and then they have the reverb. Guess what? They've done it now. They finally got limiting. We are done. We are done. You got to the chopper now. Wait, I don't even remember which order it's in now.
Alright, so hopefully you guys enjoyed that skit. Let's have a look at this limiter and just go over a few of the functions that it has. First off, the limiter has some very good metering section here, so you can see, and I'll just turn this down a little bit as far as the volume. You can see with the metering, it actually shows you a lot to do with how much is being pushed into the limiter and how much it's pulling down. So the actual limiting happening there. The ceiling here, you can adjust that as well. So that's this height adjustable ceiling there. And the gain reduction meter here and the final output meter here. Constant gain is the amount of gain that it's making up. It's actually adjusting the gain so that it's level matching it for you. Delta is just the listening the signal components removed from the limiting process, and you can link the channel to be 100%, so left and right linked, or in between, whatever you want. The other functions that it has, if I just quickly scroll to here, is the LUFS metering section here. It's got a section for the plugin or the streaming services that you'd like to upload to. If you're looking at metering for these services, you can go to Spotify Loud, which is -11 LUFS, and then it's going to limit to that amount based on what this does here for you as far as the AI. So let's have a listen to the limiter as far as the limiter itself. I'll just go into here and just make a note as well. It's a little bit CPU intensive, this limiter, so just bear in mind when you're mastering, try to master your project separate to the mixing project. If you have lots of plugins in the mixing stage, it may take up a lot of CPU to use this as far as limiting on that sort of thing. It's not that bad, but it just a good recommendation to have fresh ears on a mixed track as well. As you can see, just as a side note as well, the mixing stage, I've clipped this audio already, and I'm going to bring that down just a little bit, down to about -2, so we get some limiting action happening here. So let's have a listen to this plugin, see what it sounds like, and let's go from there. So let's check this out. Okay, so the recommendation is to go to the louder part of the track and then use this section here. I'm going to go to R&B and I'll start with this and I'll hit learn and let it learn through the process, and we'll have a listen to what it does. I actually really like how that sounds. It's really clear limiting that's doing, and the style of limiting is set to in between 33, I think it's 33 roughly. You can hit this button here if you accidentally mess up something, or if you change something, it goes back to how it was set when this first did the AI detection for you. So you've got soft or hard. So this is just a process that it gives you basically the limiting style. So soft or versus hard. So more pumping when it's hard. Saturation, that speaks for itself. Balance, that's just pretty much actually, if you go through all these yourself, you kind of can see it, but it improves the spectral balance and it tames the responses, or the resonances, I should say, to give you the track, the final subtle polish. That's kind of how that works. The low end section here, that's just an enhancement of low end to allow the tightening of your bass within that. Then from there, you've got distortion monitoring. So you can see, if I just pull this down again, when the limiter is going, you can see how much distortion this limiter is actually creating. If I just push this all the way to -24, that just definitely goes up and it lights that meter up a fair bit. Speaking of -24, if I have that on constant gain, I'll just bring this up. I don't wanna tell you how you're supposed to live, like every new morning. you can hear it's pumping, but that's insane to have that much gain pushed into a limiter and actually still hear something coming back that sounds like music. So anyway, let's just go back to the original stage that we had it at, and I'm just going to mess around with some of these parameters. First off, the attack. That is an attack setting that I probably would choose for a limiter on this type of track anyway, because it's not too quick, but it's not too slow. It's just in between. 111 is probably about a 1/16th note on this track, which is 154 BPM. And I base that on the reverb delay calculator times that it would give me if I looked that up. Auto release works really, really, really well on this. I would say just leave it on auto, or if you feel like you need to adjust it, just try. Let's have a listen to adjusting it anyway. So that to me, 77 milliseconds works, but the auto I was quite happy with that as well. The output gain is down here, just in case you want to reduce that or whatever you need to do from there. The way I usually limit is I clip into my limiter before I clip, and then I get my final limiting stage, and this would be probably the one that I'm going to be using from now on, I would say. I really do like it. Let's have a listen to what it sounds like when the gain is actually at its full peak, which is -1 set by the ceiling here. Just be in mind it's going to be a little bit louder, but we're going to have a bit of gain on this one. So let's play. So that's kind of the settings I probably would choose. I feel like the AI really worked well anyway. That just nailed it for me. But this limiter is definitely worthwhile checking out. You should demo it, try it on your mixes and or your masters, I should say, and see what it gives to you as far as a result. This channeling thing here, to me, I like it at 100, but anywhere between 95 and 100 is kind of working for this track. But yeah, it's definitely a good limiter. I would suggest you guys check this out for yourself and make your own opinion. But definitely one for the AI on this one, tick box. And if you like this kind of content, remember to like, share, and subscribe. Hit the notification bell, and I'll catch you on the next one. Peace out. Got you on that feeling right, feeling live, like every new